Johnny said he needed an awesome new professional weapon.
All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Monday, April 12th. Hopefully you're having yourself a good start to your Manic Monday. Hopefully you had yourself a good weekend. My name is Ron Raymond, four-time sports handicapping champion, located here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, and founder of the World Series of Handicapping. And if you're interested in receiving a free copy of my book, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets, just shoot me an email at ronraymond@atsstats.com. And I'm just going to turn off my phone here. Hey, a little rookie mistake. But, one sec. There we go. And, yeah, so hopefully you guys are having yourself a good weekend, or you had a good weekend, and hopefully you're all ready. I wasn't a good weekend. You know, you remember when you were young, that Foghorn Leghorn cartoon? Well, this is what happened to me this weekend. This is exactly what happened to me. Yeah, that was the bookmaker just giving it to me this weekend. Hey, I got taken behind the woodshed by the bookmaker. That was I said, you know what? I had to find a good Foghorn Leghorn when he used to do that to the dog. Remember this one? This was a classic, right? That's the closest thing I found to a woodshed. So that's what I had to show you guys here this morning. And just some reason, we always remember that when you're young, right? That cartoon where the foghorn would give it to the dog. Yeah, that was me this weekend. That was the bookmaker just doing that to me this weekend. But I see Isaiah's in the house. How you doing, Isaiah? Eric Jones, how you doing? Sniper, how you doing, Sniper? Isaiah asked me if I have NHL total systems. I don't have any right now. But hopefully, you know what? I'll check out the NHL. I don't know how our NHL system's been doing. In fact, you know what? Let me go to it right now. The one goal, the favorites coming off a 1-goal loss. And if you go to the Super Database, and let's go to NHL, and let's go to favorites. Let's go coming off a 1-goal loss. I don't know if there was I didn't see a lot of occurrences this weekend. I know there was none on Saturday. Maybe one yesterday. But let me see, coming off a 1-goal loss. I don't know. Have you seen any, Isaiah, any total system lately? 1-goal loss, current season. And here we go. And the system is 83 and 43. So still good, still solid. What's let me see. Let me do the math on that here. So 83 plus 43 equals 126 games. So 83 divided by 146 gives us what did I say? See, my math is off here this morning. Wait, here, be better if I do it on I don't know. Can you guys see the computer? I don't think you guys can see the calculator. So let me see here. 83 divided by 126 equals 65%. So 65.8. So 66%. Still not a bad one there. I love Looney Tunes, says Isaiah. Yeah. Again, one of my favorite ones here, eh? Let's. I wonder if G&G. I wonder if GG's watching right now, eh? G&G. That's the woodshed. That's our new props here that we're gonna use when you had a bad weekend, right? You got taken behind the woodshed by Foghorn Leghorn right there. But yeah, how was your weekend? Did you guys have a good weekend? And beautiful weekend here in Ottawa. Did a bit of yard work. Hey, it's always fun to get out there and start raking the grass and getting ready for spring. And hopefully you guys had a good weekend. All right, let's see who else is in the house here. We got Ms. Danica. How you doing? I guess she liked the Foghorn Leghorn beating I took. She posted a nice smile. And what's up, Johnny X? Johnny X is in the house. And all right, let's take a look at the horse racing. Let's go right to the, you know what? We got NHL, we got NBA, we got a lot of games going. We got Major League Baseball. You know what? Before I do that, let's go look at the leaders. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about Eddie O. Eddie O has just been absolutely crushing it here at everywhere. Streakcatcher, bullpen picks. Eddie O went 7-0 yesterday in NHL. In fact, Bruins hockey, Mark Nations went 7-0, and Bobby Hubby went 7-0 yesterday at hockeypicks.com. And if you recall last week, Eddie O also with Detroit Rob, they went 9-0 last week at bullpenpicks.com. Let's take a look at the honor roll at bullpen. Yeah, so Eddie O and Detroit Rob. Man, Eddie O, I hope you're betting those picks because you're probably making a king's ransom right now. And folks, again, if you are new to the Rain Report, you want to get on these sites, bullpenpicks.com, hockeypicks.com. It's a great site to follow winners, right? I talked about it last week, return on investment, and I'm going to go into it a bit this weekend. You know, if you're a favorite bettor, gambler, and you're betting favorites, you need to know when to get off it, favorites, and when to jump on favorites, right? It's like the stock market. I compare a lot to the stock market. You know, you're not going to buy Tesla every day, right? Eventually, it's going to go down, and then you got to wait. And that's the same way you got to take the approach in sports betting. If you're a favorite bettor, and that's why I do the SBI, right? The SBI, the Sports Betting Index. And let's take a look at the SBI, and then I'll get to the horse racing. And you want to take a look. Let's go to Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball. And let me see here. I love Looney Tunes. Johnny, what's up? Grizzlies let down on Friday, says Lee Lewis. Wow, well done, Eddie. I need to sign up for bullpen picks. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? You sign up for bullpen picks, and you go to top score, and you want to follow the top two. There's Musco, Ed Drake right there. And now that we're getting more than 100 selections in the system, you're going to see more and more players get added to the standings, top pickers, most followed, and then you start following your players, right? And then you can see right here, everybody starts putting in their picks. And why am I not following Eddie? I should be following Eddie right there. So let me see. If I go follow his picks and then go to following, then you'll see Eddie O's right there, and then you can compare your picks with someone that's hot, right? And that's the tool. You know, I talk about it all the time, right? Sports betting tools. You have them in the stock market, right? You have these analytic tools that you use to find edges, and I find that bullpen and hockey picks, it's the same type of sports betting tool, a management tool, where you can pick and choose the people you follow, and you follow winners. At the end of the day, you got to follow winners. Streakcatcher.com is another website we have, and Miguel. I don't know if Miguel is watching on our live stream. I never saw. Maybe he has been here a couple times. Miguel, look at Miguel, 1042, 7-game win streak, and Miguel had the over last night between Chicago and Minnesota. So congratulations to Miguel. You're on a great run. Keep it up, and we're all rooting for you here at the Rain Report. Also, hockeypicks.com, 7-0, a lot of guys going there. And again, you got to follow some of the top pickers, and hopefully when you do your selections, it helps you with your picks. Major League Baseball. So what I was saying, if you are a favorite bettor, you can see this weekend, this weekend, let me go back to old Foghorn Leghorn, right? This was me this weekend. So if that happened to you this weekend, betting favorites, 7-7, 6-6, if you're a favorite bettor, it's tough, right? So the thing is, the best time to bet on favorites is after an underdog has won the night, right? If you look here on April 1st, underdogs went 8-5. Underdogs went 9-3 on April 4th, and they followed up with a big night. Same thing here, 4-3. It wasn't as huge as 9-4, but you got to pick your spots. So wait for a underdog day to have the day, and then hammer it up with the favorites the following day. And that's a tip that I've been using, and it does pretty well. So check it out. Let's wait for the next big underdog day, and then let's see what happens the day after in Major League Baseball. In fact, let me go look at hockey. Let me go look at the hockey SBI. SBI stands for Sports Betting Index, and we want to see here. So let's go to the underdog days. So 6-4 here for underdogs, and 5-2. So that worked there. Look at this, 3-2 to the underdogs, favorite the next day. 7-3, 3-2 here, 7-2. So you see where I'm going with this. What's the old saying, right? You buy low, sell high. This here is this is low, and this is where you want to go the next day. You want this is high, and this is low. You want to buy the favorites after underdogs have won the day. Hopefully it pans out, right? Like it's in theory, you look at it and say, oh, that looks good, Ron. But now let's see if it's really practical, if it's really going to happen, right? For NHL, let's take a look at the last 7 days. 59.9% of the favorites have come in the last 7 days in the National Hockey League. And looking at last night, wow, big night for the favorites yesterday in the NHL. 5-2 straight up, 3-4 to the over-unders. And let's take a look at the NBA. See how the NBA did yesterday on the SBI. 5-5 straight up, 3-7. So the favorites yesterday didn't, the underdogs had a good day yesterday. 7-3 for the favorites. And let's take a look at the 7-day average. 67.6% of the favorites have come in the last 7 days on favorites. And for a point spread, 51. So very balanced. We're in a neutral market. And this is why I keep track of all the neutrals, the Bears, and the Bulls. All right, let's see who's in the house here. And let me see. Good luck, bro, says Eric Jones. Who do you like today, Cheeks? Makes sense as sniper. So far, Isaiah likes the Spurs tonight at -6. Me to only played football. The guy from the corner is winning. Hello. Corner gas is winning. No, Chad, are you talking about bullpenpicks.com or are you talking about... let me see. What's Chad talking about here? I don't see Chad in the top score unless Chad, you're talking about hockeypicks.com. Let me see if hockeypicks.com, if I see Chad here. I don't see Chad, so I don't know what Chad's talking about here. What are you talking about, Chad? Corner gas? Hey, corner gas up there in Saskatchewan. Hey, people in the States are going, where's Saskatchewan? Hey, some people maybe. NBA Lakers, money line, Dallas over everything, eh? Chad, look at Chad there. Hey, Chad, are you doing this right now to the bookmaker right now? Is that what Chad's doing to the bookmaker? I'm going to have a lot of fun with this one, eh? Hey, I'm going to have a lot of fun with Foghorn Leghorn right here. That's one of my new favorite props here. This is a low production budget here today. When you're bringing on YouTube Foghorn Leghorn beatdowns of the bookie, right? All right, on a roll, he says. He's on a roll. All right, let's take a look at, speaking on a roll, let's go to horse racing, and let's take a look at the free horse racing tip of the day. Now, Monday is normally a quiet day in horse racing, and let's take a look at Parks Racing. Free tip sheet here each and every day, and play with Ment. Okay, so looking at Parks Racing, $25,000 post time today at Parks Racing is 12:55, 1 mile on the dirt. It's a starter optional claiming race, and we're going to go number 126 at Parks Racing today. Race number 1, 12:55 post time. Southern Bridge with Pennington taking the ride here on the one horse, 6-5 morning line on Pennington. And then we're going to go JJD Torres taking the ride on JJD, 8-1 morning line. And Big Ray, hey, maybe there's an omen right there. There's a sign, right? Big Ray Castillo taking a ride here on Big Ray. And Big Ray is 9-2 morning line today at Parks Racing. And your Joker's Wild selection today at Parks in the first race is the Roan Mountain with Haddock taking a ride here on Roan Mountain. Now, if you're going to play these selections today at Parks, I'm going to recommend 1-2, 2-6, 6-3 Exactabox. And if you're a trifecta better, I'm going to go 1-2-6, 3-2-6 trifecta box. And if you're going to play the Joker selection, always recommend Double Dutch. And that means you bet the number 3 horse to win into place. This way he comes in second. You get some of that money back with 7-2 morning line. Not a big price right there. All right, let me see here. I had some stats for you guys. I'm going to look at some of the stats. I'm just going, there's G&G. Hey, G&G, I don't know if you saw my opening, but this is for you. I got this for you, G&G, this morning. Did you do this to the bookmakers this weekend? Hey, that never gets too old. I don't know why. That just cracks me up. Hey, G&G, did you do that to the bookmaker this weekend? Hey, all right. Yeah, so let's go back to the stats here. We're going to go 80% club stats. And we got the Astros 13-1 straight up as a home team, coming off a 3-run score in the last game, the last 2 years. So 92.8% if you like Houston. The Mets 12-1 as a 120 to 140 home favorite versus lefties. So wow, the Mets versus Southpaws as a 120 to 140 home favorite versus lefties. Last 7 years, 92%. And but the Mets are in tough today. Let me see here. The New York Mets. Who do I got them again? Mets. Philadelphia, Chase Anderson. So Mets are in tough. Hey, did you see that game last night between Atlanta and Philly? That was they hammered me. He says it went 2-4. So this here was you, Chad. Gene G. There's Gene G right there. That's the bookmaker doing that to Gene G. Hey, let me know if you guys are getting tired of that. I'll stop doing it. But once I'm one of those guys. Once I find something like that, I keep going at it. But yeah. So where was I here? Yeah, last night the Phillies and the Braves, man, it's Monday, right? I think I need more coffee in me here to start getting the brain to coordinate with my my mouth here. It's a manic Monday. It's a slow Monday, right? But last night, Phillies and the Braves. Anybody see that play at was it the 8th inning, bottom of the 8th or top of the 9th, where they rounded third and it was a collision at the plate, and he didn't even touch the base. He didn't even touch the base, and he got safe. Man, they showed that replay about 20 times, and I just you know, here's where I'm gonna get all my conspiracy guys out of the bushes right now. It was a fix in last night. Hey, anytime you mention the word fix, it's just amazing how your conspiracy guys just start coming out of the bushes, right? I don't know. Was the fix in last night in Philadelphia, that Braves game? That didn't look, that's horse crap. I had my glasses on. I know what I saw. That play at the plate was safe. It was out. He didn't even touch the plate. I don't know what the New York was looking at there, but man, when you see things like that, it just makes you wonder, right? All right, so let's take a look at the SBI, not the SBI, the market index, and looking at the NBA. Phoenix, look at Phoenix right now, 37.15 on the year, 85% confidence level in the public eyes of their marketing confidence level of betting the Phoenix Suns. They're 6-1 in the last 7, so all these teams here are bullish. You got Miami that's bullish. Miami 6-1 now. Hey, is Miami Heat the team in the Eastern Conference? I'm starting to think that Miami could be the team that wins the Eastern Conference. I don't know. Am I really going off the limb here by saying that? Is that too much to really think about that? Let's be honest. Brooklyn, Boston, Philadelphia, they can all be beat on any given night. Look at the Lakers did with a G team to Brooklyn. I think the Miami Heat, to me, I think Miami could be the team that wins the Eastern Conference. Let's take a look at the standings, right? Let's take a look at the standings in the Eastern Conference. And we pull up the standings here. So let's take a look at the right now. Miami Heat is ranked 5th. They're a 5 seed right now. If the playoffs were to start, they're in 5th. But again, they got that new rule this year with the 9th and 10th spot playing in. Philadelphia is 36 wins with Brooklyn. So Brooklyn and Philadelphia 36-17. Milwaukee 33-10. Atlanta quietly coming up since they Nate McMillan took over the Hawks. Look at Atlanta 29-25. Miami Heat 28-25. You know what? I don't know, man. I think Miami Heat is a team I don't want to play right now. Look at Boston, man. Boston just what a disaster the Celtics are this year. But I think Miami Heat could be a team that when it'd be interesting to see the odds. I wonder if Bookmaker has the odds on the Miami Heat winning the Eastern Conference. I think that would be a wager, a futures wager you might want to consider on the Miami Heat winning the Eastern Conference. Hey, Jimmy Butler and company, you never know, right? You just never know. Let's take a look at some of the basketball futures. They don't have any. Let me see here. Basketball futures. No, I don't see anything. Do you guys? Yeah, let me know if you see any odds on the Miami Heat winning the Eastern Conference. I would love to see what the odds on Miami winning the. Let's Ricky Michael. Let's go. He says that's funny. All right, let's take a look at the NBA. Let's go. Let's go to NBA right now. As Ricky Michael just pointed out, he wants to get going here, eh? Hey, Ricky. Ricky wants to get down to business right now. All right, let's take a look at the first game. Dallas against the Philadelphia 76ers. Now the Sixers are a 3-point favorite in this one. Over under at 218. ATS forecast, wow, tight game here. 114.49, 114.27. The over-under at 228.76. So it does like the Mavericks to win by a hair here. We're talking fractions of a point. 6-4 straight up, both teams are 5-5 against the point spread for the Sixers, 6-4 for Dallas. Now the under, here's something that's interesting. The under, even though it didn't come in last night between Dallas and San Antonio, I think it was San Antonio they played. They lost 119 to 117. 8-2. If you combine that record together, that's 16-4. 80% to the unders combined, both games. Both teams playing some low-scoring games. The value index on Dallas, minus 1.87. You're getting +3. You're getting good value on Dallas. And for the Sixers, minus 5.24 and -3 for the Sixers. So if you do like Philadelphia tonight, you're getting good value here at -3 on the road. Chance of winning the game straight up, 58.8 for the Sixers compared to 58% chance of covering for the Mavericks. And when the Dallas Mavericks are at home playing an A-type team, an alpha-type team, 4-2 straight up and against the number, but 1-5 to the under. So maybe the under is where you want to go here. Looking at this, under not coming in tonight either. Over is the play, says Eric Jones. But looking at the last 10 trips for Philly, Philly does not do well in Dallas. 1-9 straight up, 3-6-1 against the number, and for Dallas in the last 10 head-to-head meetings, 7-3 against the number against the Sixers. And let me take a look at the last time these two teams met was on February 25th, and it was a 111-97 win in Philly. And then prior to that, it was a January 11th 109-70. So it looks like a homer series here. Looking at the records of Philadelphia on the road, 16-12, 14-13-1, 10-14. Dallas has not covered the spread well. Let me take a look at the injury report here tonight on both these teams. I want to see if there's any significant lineup changes on this game between the Sixers. So Kleber's game time decision. Porzingis, you know what? Big game last night for Porzingis. 31 points. So pretty good 36 minutes. His minutes are up there. I don't know. This is a tough one. Look at Philadelphia in their last few games. So Philly coming off 117-93 win over the Thunder. Lost to the Pelicans at New Orleans, 101-94. And then they beat a bad Celtics team, right? Where I think Dallas got caught looking ahead to this game last night against the Spurs. I'm going to lean with the Mavericks here. I'm going to lean with the Mavs in this one. I think Dallas is your play here tonight. All right, let's go to the next game here on deck. Lakers against New York. New York, funny game last night against the Raptors, right? That line was that was a funny line against Toronto. I thought the New York Knicks would be a higher favorite, but that line closed at -1.5, -2. So New York now -2. The over/under tonight at 205.5. ATS forecast gonna side with the New York Knicks, 101-100. The over/under at 201.32. Both teams are 5-5 straight up in their last 10. The New York Knicks are 7-3 against the point spread. Lakers 5-5 against the number. And if you look at the under for New York, 7-3 to the under last 10. Now the value index, I do have New York here at -1.01, so almost fair market value for New York. And if you like the Lakers, -4.4. But again, let's take a look at the Lakers lineup this evening. Schroeder, Caldwell-Pope, Kuzma, Morris, and Drummond. Now Drummond, nice acquisition, right? He had a big game last game against Brooklyn, 20 points, 11 rebounds, 22 minutes. And, that helps out when your big guys are not in the lineup. Especially, Gasol is a game-time decision. Davis, Dudley, LeBron's still out. And it looks like it's a full lineup here for New York. This is going to be an interesting matchup. This will be an interesting matchup. However, New York has not beaten an A-type team at home this year. They're 0-3 straight up, 0-2-1 against the number. And New York against a B-type team, a team that's 50 to 59.9 in the standings, 6-2 straight up and against the point spread. LA Lakers, when they travel to Madison Square Gardens, 3-7 straight up and against the number. So they don't do well. I do like New York here. New York. I think this is going to be one of those challenge games for the Knicks, right? This is going to be a game where, hey, you got the Lakers in your building. Everybody's going to be watching. You're coming off a big win last night over Toronto. Now, the only thing that scares me, though, is that New York's coming off a back-to-back game. But so are the Lakers, right? Lakers won 126 to 101 yesterday. Was it yesterday? Again, no, 1 day's rest. That's right. It was on Saturday. So Lakers are rested on 1 day's rest. And let me see here. Looking at the last 10 head-to-head meetings, the New York Knicks 6-4 against the point spread against LA. And let me see the Lakers coming off a road win as an underdog, 0-2 this season, but they only been in that spot twice. So that's not a lot of occurrences. And let me see here. New York coming off a win at home this year, 8-5-1, coming off an under 5-1. Yeah, I'm still gonna stay with the unpopular select. Sometimes you got to make that unpopular pick and an uncomfortable pick that I call it. And New York as a favorite, though, that's the only thing that concerns me a bit, right? But as a home favorite this year, New York Knicks 10-1 straight up and averaging 110 to 101. So that if there's anything that gives you a little bit of confidence right there, it's that right there. When New York is a home favorite this year, 10-1, and for the Lakers as a road underdog, 4-7. So I'm gonna take New York here. I'm gonna go with the New York Knicks. All right, there's Scotty Bear. How you doing, Scotty? Lee Lewis says that's the only play today, plant-based. For now, he loves the under, he says. And M. Young, great show. This helps me understand new angles on how the market works. Hailing from California coast, let's win some bets today. Right on. Little Cali love in the house here. M. Young, 831. Appreciate that. I always like it when we've got new members coming into the bullpen and chiming in. Appreciate that. Brooklyn taking on Minnesota now. Brooklyn coming off a loss in their last game to the Lakers. And let's take a look at the line on this game now. Brooklyn on the road tonight against Minnesota. The Nets are a 6.5-point road favorite. The over-under set at 235. ATS forecast, computer pick. Gonna lean with Brooklyn here. 120 to 116. The over-under at 236.29. Brooklyn 7-3 straight up in their last 10. 3-6-1 against the point spread. 4-6-0 to the under, where the T-Wolves are 4-6 straight up, 6-4 against the number, and 5-5-0 to the over-under. Now, if you're looking for value on this game this evening, looking at Brooklyn, we have at minus 4.07, and bookmakers are trying to get 6.5 out of you, so the Brooklyn Nets are overvalued tonight, according to the Rain Report. And if you do like the T-Wolves, we had them at 7.23, so we don't see any value tonight in Minnesota yet, but that line could change. And chances of winning the game straight up favors Brooklyn at 58% compared to 24 for the T-Wolves. But the chance of covering, the percentage play, favors Minnesota at 62%. The KOGO is at 22%. KOGO stands for chance of game going over the total tonight between Brooklyn and Minnesota. Now looking at the Minnesota Timberwolves against A-type teams, so the Alphas, they are 0-4 straight up, 1-3 against the number, 1-3 to the under. But look at this, the Brooklyn Nets. Anytime they're on the road against a team below 500, 11-2 to the over. So 11-2 to the over. And what's the KOGO at? KOGO's at 22%. So maybe the over. What's the total out here? And this one here is 235. It's a high total. It's a very high total. And looking at, yeah, you know what? Maybe the over. Let me see the over record. Brooklyn has a good over record on the road. 17-7, 12-14 at home for Minnesota. Yeah, maybe the over is where you want to lean here tonight, guys. Maybe the over is where you want to lean. All right, let's go. Actually, I want to see Brooklyn's record after loss. 1-4. Okay, watch out. If you do like Brooklyn tonight, they are 1-4 against the point spread off a loss. So be careful with that. And Minnesota off a win, 1-3 at home. I still think the over is where you want to go here tonight. All right, let's go to the next game on deck. San Antonio, big win last night for the Spurs. And they needed that. In fact, it was a 119-117 win over the Mavs. And now they go face Orlando. So another, back-to-back game situation. Get on that red eye. Head over to Orlando. 6.5-point road favorite. Over-under at 218. Forecast, going to lean with the Spurs here. 114.54 to 102.14. Over-under at 216.68. Both teams are 3-7 straight up. 4-6 against the number for the Spurs, where Orlando 7-3. Orlando's covered the spread 70% of the time in their last 10 games. The over combined between these two teams are 13-7 combined. So San Antonio, 70% of their games have gone over the last 10. No value on both these teams here tonight, according to our value index. But the chance of winning going to San Antonio is 78.5, and the chance of covering at 57% for the Magic, who are on a 5-game losing streak, and their last 2 have gone under the total. Now, looking at the PVI SOS, parity value index, strength of schedule, anytime Orlando's facing another team below 500, they're 4-9 straight up, 5-7-1 against the number. But San Antonio on the road, they tend to beat the beatables, 6-2 straight up and 5-3 against the number. On the road this season, San Antonio 15-7 against the number. And the last time these two teams met was on March 12th, where San Antonio TCB, that's taking care of business, 104-77. Hey, a little backman turn overdrive for you there, G&G. Hey, right there, a little TCB. And I think the Spurs will TCB here tonight against the Magic. All right, let's go to the next game between Washington and Utah. And let's check at the bullpen, see if anybody's, keep riding the Spurs non-conference cover trend. Oh, didn't see that. Let me see that. So let me go to the Spurs non-conference record. And for San Antonio, 6-1 on the road. So very good. It'd be interesting to see what they do overall, right? Maybe I'll check that out there in a few seconds. Let's go. Good catch by Isaiah there. San Antonio. In fact, let me go there now. See, when you got some sharp players in the bullpen, you can't see everything. That's why we're a great team here at the Raymond Report. So let's go San Antonio. San Antonio Spurs versus non-conference opponents this season. Versus non-conference opponent current season. And the record is 12-6. Yeah, good. And 13-5 to the over. Wow, look at that. Cash out Monday. Sorry I'm late. Yes, good morning, Mark. And cash out Monday. I'll tell you one thing. I didn't cash out this first time in a while. I haven't cashed out on a Monday. Yeah. Again, anyways, I don't want to go to the Foghorn Leghorn beating. But, yeah, cash out Monday. And that's one thing, if you're new to the Rain Report, we're big on money management. The one thing people don't talk about enough in sports betting is money management. There's a reason why the books don't tell you about it, because they know 90% of gamblers lose, right? And if you don't have some type of betting strategy, I said at the top of the show, if you're a favorite bettor, you can't be betting favorites every day. In the old adage in the stock market, you buy low, sell high. And if you're a favorite bettor or even an underdog bettor, you got to pick your time when to bet your favorites and your underdogs and follow the markets. And that's what we do here each and every day here at the Rain Report. All right, let's go to Washington against Utah. And the Wizards go into the Jazz tonight, play the Jazz as a 10.5-point road underdog. 234 is the total. ATS forecast, computer pick. Gonna lean with Utah here. 123-111. The over-under at 235.88. The Jazz 8-2 straight up in their last 10. 5-5 against the number. And Washington 4-6. 50% against the number last 10. And 70% of those games have gone under the total. Looking at the value index here on the Jazz, almost fair market value. If you do like Utah tonight, I had them listed at minus 9.84, and the bookmakers want 10.5 out of you. And for the Wizards, you're getting good value, but again, I don't bet on C-type teams, and Washington's a C-type team. I had them listed at 5.39, and again, the bookmakers are trying to get 10.5 out of you if you do like Washington. But looking at the point spread here, I got the Jazz winning by 12 points. And looking at Washington when they travel to Utah, they don't do well in Utah. 2-8 straight up, 5-5 against the number. And Utah in the last 10 head-to-head meetings against the Wizards, 7-3 against the point spread. All right, let me see here. What else? Let me take a look. Utah's last game. Let me see. It was a nice a win over Sacramento. In fact, it was a 16-point win over Sacramento, and they were favored by 11. So a nice cover there if you did have the Jazz. 23-2 as a home favorite this year at home, and to cover the spread, they are 22-4. That is just unbelievable. That is just unbelievable that they're 22-4 against the point spread at home. How do you not pick? Hey, there's sometimes you got to make the exception to the rules, right? In sports betting, I think that qualifies as one. I don't think I'm speechless right now. I can't even make up my own words here. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen any team go 22-4 against the point spread at home. That's just phenomenal. That is unbelievable, right? But it's once you see that, you like the pessimist in you is like, okay, as soon as you start betting it, they're gonna go the other way, right? That's how gamblers think. I don't know why, but that's how they are. All right, let's take a look at Chicago Bulls taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Two teams, 26 and 25 for Memphis, 22 and 34 Chicago. Chicago coming off a 121-117 loss to the T-Wolves, where Memphis losing to Indiana in their last game, and they were on a nice little run, right? They beat the Knicks 129. Actually, they lost the Knicks 133-129. They beat the Hawks. That's the game I was looking at, 131-113, and then they beat the Heat 124, and then they beat the Sixers. So they had a great run. In fact, they went on a 4-game win streak, and then they hit the wall, right? They hit a bit of a wall. Now Chicago on the road. Chicago's a team that you want to be careful betting against. They're good on the road. They're 18-8, almost like the opposite, almost like Utah, right? But the opposite on the road. They're 18-8 on the road, but 10-15 at home and 1. So, and in the last 10 trips to Memphis, 7-3 straight up and against the number. Memphis doesn't do well against Chicago. Look at that. 2-8 in their last 10 overall meetings against the point spread and straight up. So if you do like Chicago tonight, we have the Memphis on the computer analytics winning by 3. But I don't know. I think Chicago could be worth a look. Or what's the total here? Memphis at home against teams that are below 500, 6-2 to the over, and the total's at 228. I got it on 215. What's the Kogo? Kogo's at 25%. Yeah, so numbers aren't working against us here. Let me see. In the last 10 head-to-head meetings, 4-6 to the under. So you know what? If you're a law of average person, maybe this comes back to 5-5. Maybe the over. I think the over could be a consideration here. 228. That's last time these two teams met was on December 219. They haven't played since 2019, so that's relevant. So yeah, so I still lean. I'm gonna still lean to the over, and I do like the Bulls here in this spot. I do like the Bulls. All right, let's go to the next game on deck. We got Sacramento taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. Now the Pelicans going to this one only a 2-point favorite. Thought it'd be a little bit higher. 235 is the total. ATS forecast sees the Pels winning by 1. 116-115. The over/under at 232.02. Pels are 5-5 straight up in their last 10. 4-6 against the number. Where Sacramento, Buddy Buckets and the Kings, 4-6 straight up and against the number. 4-6 to the under. The value edge does not favor New Orleans here. Adam at 0.52. Again, I don't like New Orleans as a favorite in this role. They're only 7-9 as a home favorite this year. Anytime, hey, let's compare. When you're playing the role of a favorite, look at New York, right? Who would ever thought the New York Knicks would be 10-1 as a home favorite this year? When you are labeled a favorite, the bookmakers are already telling you 60% of the pick. 7-9 straight up as a favorite, but it'd be interesting to see how many of those lines were -2 or -3 or lower, right? Now, if you're going to play this game tonight, maybe the money line is where you want to go on this game tonight. And for the Sacramento Kings on the road, 6-7 straight up, 8-5 against C-type teams. So both these teams struggle to win games against the beatables, but Sacramento 8-5 against the point spread. I do like Buddy Buckets and the Kings here tonight, but they're only 12-13-1 against the number. And for New Orleans, again, I just don't know if I trust. I don't trust New Orleans as a favorite. Maybe the over. I think the over is where you want to go in this one. The over is 21-7 for New Orleans, and Sacramento can put some points, but too bad it wasn't high 220s, right? Too bad it was like 227, 228, like the Chicago game, because I think we'd be hammering the over in this one. But I still like the over. In fact, let me take a look down here. If there's any league system trends that points towards the over. Anytime the over is 233 this year for road teams, 6-8 to the over. And let me see any other over stat. A lot of overs. Look at this. But it's team overs. The Pelicans coming off a win at home this year, 12-1 to the over. So when New Orleans at home coming off a win, the over is 12-1 for them in their next game. Maybe the over is where you want to go. All right, let's take a look at the other game here between Houston and Phoenix. This would have been a good game last year, but not this year, right? Houston against the Phoenix Suns. Suns a double-digit favorite. In fact, I want to see how Phoenix has done as a double-digit favorite this year. So let me see. Phoenix as a 10 or more favorite. Let me see. 10 or more. 10 or more favorite. Let's go current season. Survey says 7-2 straight up, 6-3 against the number, 5-4. So not a bad record. Double-digit favorite for Phoenix. A-type team, they're 9-4 against C-type teams, and when Houston's on the road against A-type teams, they struggle. 0-5 straight up, 1-3-1 against the number. The forecast has the Suns winning by 12. It's amazing how sometimes these numbers, just how tight they are. 11.5 is the line, and we got them winning by 12 exactly. 8-2 in their last 10, where Houston's 2-8. 3-6-1 against the point spread for the Rockets. 6-4 to the over. Phoenix 7-3-0 to the over. Looking at the value edge here, minus 6.24. So the bookmaker are really doubling up here, almost double the value, 11.5. So again, going back to my pizza analogy, right? You want a 2-for-1 pizza for $10, or you want that luxury pizza for $40 if you want to pay for it. It's still a pizza, but the Phoenix Suns are overvalued tonight against Houston. And for the Rockets, when they travel to the desert, they are 9-1 straight up. Wow, didn't expect that. Well, yeah, obviously I did expect it with James Harden and company last year. 6-3-1. So again, those stats. See, those are examples of stats where sometimes you got to take them with a grain of salt, right? When you get a situation like that. But for Phoenix at home, coming off a win, 11-7-1 against the number, 11-5-1 on a 1 day's rest. And let me see if there's any other good stats here. Maybe the over. The over this year for Phoenix at home, 14-5 to the over, coming off a win. And for Houston, don't see anything. Any NBA team that's on the road coming off a 16-point loss, 7-4 to the over. Nothing, not a high percentage play, but maybe the over is where you want to go. Oh, damn, that would favor the under then. Actually, 6 losses. Kings off 5, says Cheeks. Feels like an over. All right. And let's take a look at the last game on the board here. Man, we're just cruising today on the NBA. Denver taking on Golden State, the Warriors. Now, Denver 4.5-point favorite on the road. 226 is the total. We got Denver winning tonight, 116-113. The over/under at 229.57. 3-7 straight up for Golden State in their last 10 against the spread. Straight up and against the point spread. 5-5 to the over/under. 8-2 for Denver straight up in their last 10. 6-4 against the point spread. 5-5 to the over/under. Now looking at the value index, Denver minus 5.05, and right there at minus 4.5. So Denver getting fair market value tonight against Golden State. And if you like the Warriors, I had them at 1.18, and we're getting 4.5. So we're getting good value on Golden State, but they're a C-type team, and they're 4-4 against alphas this year at home, straight up and against the number. Where Denver on the road against teams below 500, 8-5 straight up, 8-5 against the number. And in the last 10 trips to Oakland, they are 4-6 straight up, 6-2-2 against the point spread. And looking at some of the other numbers here, NBA road teams that are favorites on 0 days rest, 3.5 to 6-point road favorites, 3-7 to the under. So NBA road favorites of 3.5 to 6 this year on 0 days rest, so playing in back-to-back games, 3-7 to the under. And for Denver and Dallas, let me take a look here. Any NBA team that's on the road this season, coming off a game where they allowed exactly 105 points against, 18-7 to the under. So maybe the under is where you want to take a look here. But let me see here. Any other stats? No, nothing really. But yeah, maybe the under is where you want to go. Maybe the under tonight between goal. What's the total at? Total's at 226, and we have at 229 on the analytics, the computer pick. And the Kogo is at 49%. All right, there you have it. That's the NBA today for a Manic Monday, April 12th, a cash out Monday. Hopefully you guys cashed out last night. And again, folks, don't forget, hey, bullpenpicks.com, hockeypicks.com, talking to the programmer this morning. We're going to release our new basketball site. You know how you do your picks for bullpen picks and hockey picks? Well, we have the exact same formula and same type of concept for basketball, and we're going to release that URL this this weekend. Hopefully later in the week, maybe Friday or Saturday. This new website will be available, and you'll be able to make your picks just like you do at bullpenpicks.com and hockeypicks.com. And we're gonna have a football pick too. We're gonna have NFL football. So we're gonna have everything covered for you. We're gonna have NBA, NHL, MLB, and the NBA, NHL, hockey. There we go. NBA, MLB, NHL, and the NFL. All those 4 sites. So this way we can catch, the hot hand, right? And you can follow top winners here each and every day using these type of sites. And you know what? The thing I love about the site like bullpenpicks.com or hockey picks is that there's special features which points out who's hot and who's really good at making picks. And you get a guy like Eddie who's some people are stronger in one sport, and then you got a guy like Eddie who's doing really well in another sport. Mark Nation's doing really well, GSL 21, and and then you got a guy like Muskal too, right? Muskal, he's absolutely killing it at hockey picks with all his selections, and then he's doing really well at bullpen picks. If you go to his top scorer, and there's our guy Ed Drake, he's 618 points. So keep it up, guys, doing a great job. And the NBA and NFL, we're gonna have 2 new websites for you guys, and I'm hoping to release the NBA website this weekend, so this way we can maybe get it ready for the last leg of the NBA, and then maybe some playoffs, and then we'll kick it off NFL Week 1 when that's ready to go. All right, let's go to the NHL today, and let's take a look at some of the hockey games on deck. We got a lot of games here tonight in the NHL. I love the trade that Toronto got. I love the fact that they got Foligno. To me, when I always say, right, during regular season is you want to handicap forwards to defense and then goaltending. In the NHL playoffs, you want to handicap the opposite way. You want to go back end up. You want to go goaltending, defense, and the forwards. I think with Toronto getting Nick Foligno, adding toughness and that sandpaper that you need in the playoffs, I think it's I think that's going to put the edge, and it really kills me to say this, but I think Toronto's the team to beat in the Eastern Conference because, now they got Simmons, they got the veteran leadership, right? They got Joe Thornton, they got, who else they got? The Beards. Hey, who are all the Beards in Toronto? Who's the other one they got? The other Spezza. They got Spezza, good face-off guy. Just the only question mark I have for Toronto is, unproven goaltending, right? A little bit, Campbell's having a great run, but I think Toronto, the defense okay, very, I think it's going to be between Winnipeg and Toronto in the Eastern Conference, and then, we'll see. But great pickup for the Leafs, getting Foligno. I love Foligno. He was here in Ottawa, great community guy. You'll never get probably one of the best leaders right now in hockey, Nick Foligno. I bet you ask anybody in the Columbus area, they absolutely love Nick Foligno. Foligno, look at the apple tree, right? You got his dad, Mike Foligno, and then his brother, the other Foligno, Marcus Foligno. Man, it's a great hockey family. So I think Toronto getting Nick Foligno is absolutely the right call. And I said it last week. I said, if Toronto got a guy like Nick Foligno, maybe the Leafs are listening to the Raymond Report. Who knows? All right, let's take a look at Winnipeg taking on the Ottawa Senators. Now the Jets, another good team. Did Hockey Night in Canada did a great piece this weekend on Hellebuck. Did you guys see that? Hellebuck grew up in Michigan. I think it's Michigan where he's from, and he played his hockey in Odessa, Texas. How many times can you say a goaltender came from Odessa, Texas? Hey, I thought that was just absolutely fantastic. The story gave me goosebumps, and seeing Hellebuck, everybody's path in NHL is a bit different. But go if it's on YouTube or on CBC.ca, go check out Hellebuck's story. Absolutely fantastic story. Nobody knew about this kid. He came out of Michigan. He went to play some junior hockey. The GM said, "I got a kid for you. You probably never heard of him." And nobody heard of this kid, Hellebuck. And now he's doing a hell of a job in Winnipeg. So, great story. Check it out, cbc.ca, or just do, it might be on YouTube. All right, here we go. Winnipeg taking on the Sens. -200 price tonight on Winnipeg. The over-under at 6.5. Now the Sens, the one thing with Ottawa is that it's never, even though they're not having a great year, it's never an easy 2 points to get. The one thing I'll give with this Ottawa team, the bunch of fighters. Like, go look at their games. 6-5, 3-1, 4-2, 4-3, 6-3 win. 4-1 loss, 3-2, 3-2, 3-1, 2-1. This group of players. I'm a Sens fan. I love Ottawa. That's where I'm from. And this team is scrappy. They're 2 years away. Ottawa will not be a team you want to play in 2 years as long as they keep the core together, and they'll be a good team. They need goaltending, though. That's the only concern I got is goaltending. But we'll see. Hogberg looked pretty good, and Forsberg looked pretty good, too, when they came in. But, Winnipeg is this top of the class right now. Trade deadline, I think, is today. And watch the favorites in the NHL. You're going to see, the trade deadline favorites always do well. All right. How you doing, Lonnie Smith? How you doing, buddy? G&G, was he a football player? Who was a football player? Hellebuck? No, he was a goalie. I need a comeback day. Only 3 games today. I love the Sens' new avatar. Yeah, it's the old. You know what? It's the old one. But this one here that's an old one. But they have a new jersey. Like, it's not a new jersey. It's the old ones they used to wear. They just brought the old logo back. Winnipeg against C-type teams, 10-3 on the road. So when Winnipeg's on the road against team below 500, they are 10-3. And looking at tonight's starting goalies, probable. You're looking at Hellebuck and Anton Forsberg. Forsberg's a good goalie. If you're going to play this game here tonight, you either go Winnipeg or you go under. I think under might be worth a look. Last time these two teams met was on March 5th, and it was a 4-3 win for the Jets. Prior to that was 2-1, 5-1. So you can see a lot of games went under, right? This game went over. This one under, over. I don't know. Winnipeg coming off a 5-0 win over Montreal. Montreal, man, they're just not lucky right now. They're snake bitten in injuries. And Winnipeg on the road, 6-4 straight up here in Ottawa. But I think the under is where you want to go here tonight. I think the under is where you want to go. How you doing, Rashad? Rashad's in the house. Let me see. Logo, that's it. Emblem, whatever it's called. I love the new. Okay. Let's go to the next game here. We got Toronto taking on Montreal. This is going to be a great game. It's unfortunate, though, Montreal just losing too many players right now. You look at Montreal. Let me take a look at their starting lineup. Let's go to the depth chart, and let's go to the Habs. Les Habitants. So you're in trouble when your first line is Evans, Suzuki, and Toffoli, right? And then you got Kakanyemi, Anderson, and Drouin. Corey Perry, great pickup. It's for the playoffs. I just wish, though, they had more scoring up front, because Corey Perry is going to be the guy in the room in the playoffs that calms everything down, right? Eric Stahl, good pickup. Lincoln in. And Paul Byron. How would you like to be Paul Byron? Prior to the game on Saturday, he goes on waivers. Yeah, I really want to play for you guys now. You just put me on waivers. Hey? And then you got Tuna Tatar right there. There's Tuna. Hey, what a great nickname. Tuna Tatar. Looking at the starting goalies tonight in Montreal against the Leafs, you got Campbell up against Jake Allen. And Campbell, 11 straight wins, right? But, you never want to take anything away from credit from a record, but let's, COVID years and you're playing Ottawa 4 or 5 times, right? If you throw in a Boston, a Washington, and a Tampa Bay in there, hey, there's your Sens fan taking a shot at Leaf guy, right? Hey, nothing, just like typical Sens Leaf rivalry, right? But no, Jack Campbell, though, watch a few of his interview, very emotional guy. And you can tell he's a team guy, and I'm pretty sure the team loves him. 141 for the Leafs tonight against the Habs, -5.5. We got the Buds winning this one, 3.4 to 2.6. The over/under at 4.6. The over/under at 6.06. So it does like it to go over the total. Toronto 9-1, 9-1 straight up in their last 10. So Leafs are riding a hot hand, 6 straight wins, and in their last 10 games in Montreal, 5-5. And the last time these two teams met, it was a 3-2 win for Toronto, 5-3 prior to that. Montreal, last time they beat the Leafs was on February 13th when they were healthy, 2-1. And they've only beaten the Leafs here twice here. Let's see the next one. Oh, that was last year. So they've only beaten them once this year. So you can see Toronto has their number, right? All right, I do like Toronto tonight. I think I got the Leafs in this one. All right, let's go to game number 3. Detroit against Buds will choke again. All right, so Carolina, this is a payback game here for the Canes. I don't know what happened last game. They lost 5-4 against Detroit, but Detroit, to their credit, are playing some much better hockey of late. 4-6 in their last 10, and 4-6 to the under. And for Carolina, 7-3 in their last 10 games. They're 5-4 at home against team below 500, but a 5-4 loss to Detroit probably won't sit well with the head coach Rod Brindamore. And I look for the Canes. Maybe they didn't take him serious in the first period, and sometimes you realize it too late that you're in a game, and then try to catch that momentum back. Momentum in a game is tough to put in the bottle, right? You once you start a game and you don't have that old Mo on your side, and you're playing catch up, or it could be Styles, right? But looking at tonight, wow, look at this! I just noticed this. Detroit's last 2 games, they've beaten the Canes 4-2, 5-4. So maybe Canes struggle against the Red Wings here. 2-1 in this one, 5-2, and then a 4-2. So look at this. Okay, okay, now you got my attention, Detroit. Detroit has beaten Carolina 3 times this year. 4-2 here. They beat them 4-2 here, and then 5-4. Wow. Okay, didn't see that. And Carolina is one of the top teams in the Eastern the Eastern Conference, or the Central, whatever they're called now. With the new divisions they made up, they if you do like Detroit tonight, $2.90, good value. If you like Carolina, don't even think about it, because this team here has their number, and look at this, Detroit 7-3 against the Canes in Carolina. So yeah, I'm not going to touch this game. For some reason, see, that's what happens when you start looking at games, or when you got baseball, you got NBA, you got NHL. You don't go in depth in total, and when you're handicapped, until you get inside the numbers. And these are things hopefully I brought to your attention to be careful about tonight if you are going to bet this game between Detroit and Carolina, because Detroit just got their number, right? Hey, Detroit, maybe you want to take a flyer here. I know there was a guy on the YouTube says, was it Danzo? I said he came last couple weeks. I think he called the shot here on the 4-2 win. Was it, which one was it? Right here. He called the shot here. It was a Sunday game. I think the 16th was a Sunday. No, it was a Friday. Okay, so he called the shot here. Wait, no, let me go to March. Yeah, it was in March. 16th? Nope. Okay, for some reason I thought it was a Sunday. But anyways, he called the shot and he got the win, so congrats to him. Columbus, Chicago. You got the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, Columbus trading everybody, right? The fire sale going on in Columbus. And who's the starting goalie tonight? Jonas Korpisalo against Kevin Lankinen. I like Chicago here tonight. -135 favorite. And the over-under is set at 5.5. And looking at Columbus, 3.13, 2.72 for the computer. But I think Chicago is the play. Look at that. They're 135 favorite. And Chicago, they haven't been a favorite on the road much this year. In fact, the only 3 times. And when Chicago is a favorite on the road, 3-0 straight up. So give me the Chicago Blackhawks tonight against Columbus. And that's going to be one of my plays. All right. Hell no, says Isaiah. 5-2. Lance LaRose says 5-2 Chicago. I agree with you, Lance. Hey, Sir Lancelot, I agree with you. All right. Let me take a look at St. Louis against Minnesota. Man, St. Louis is just a tough team to read these days. Looking at the line tonight, -141 for Minnesota. Over under 5.5. ATS forecast, computer pick, going to lean with the Wild here. 3.04, 2.44. The over-under at 5.48. Looking at Minnesota, 5-5 in their last 10. Blues 3-7. Now they're on a 3-game winning streak. In fact, if you look at St. Louis here, let me see here. St. Louis, did I say a 3-game winning streak? Yeah. So that 6-1 loss to Vegas set them off here. 3-1 against the Golden Knights. 9-1 against Minnesota. Hey, you put a touchdown and you converted a 2-point conversion there. An 8-goal win over the Wild. Wow. In fact, let me take a look. This would be something interesting. Let's take a look at the last couple of years. Who's favored here? Let's see underdogs. So let's go NHL. Let me see sure I got the right favorite here. So let's go underdogs. NHL underdogs coming off an 8-goal win. What's their record the last couple of years? So it'll be interesting to see this. 8-goal win. Where's that 8? Okay, 8 or more goal win. Let's do that. Let's do 8 or more goal win, and let's go the last 3 years. All right, let's do that. So any NHL underdog coming off an 8 or more goal win the last 3 years. Not too many occurrences. Only, let's go back to 1996. I didn't think there'd be that many. Actually, let me try 5 years. Let's go 5 years. Yeah, 3-0 against the puck line. Let's go 1996. So since 1996, NHL underdogs coming off an 8 or more goal win. 7-12, but 13-6 on the puck line. 7-2. Let's do road underdogs. Let's see away underdogs. 6-10, 10-6. So no, I thought for some reason I thought the record would be a little bit better. All right, St. Louis tonight, 3-game win streak. They're a C-type team though. 1-4 against A-type teams. So they don't do well against A-type teams, but they did beat the Wild 3-2 last game. They're 6-4 in Minnesota. This is a tough one. I think Minnesota bounces back here tonight. 7-2 against C-type teams. And what do you think, Cheeks? Cheeks, you're from Mini. Do you like your the Wild here tonight? Oh, he does like the Wild. So Isaiah's from Minnesota, and he goes, I gotta be a Wild win tonight. It's gonna be a Wild win tonight. All right, let's cheer. Hey, what's going on with your Twins? Hey, Isaiah, what's going on with the Twinkies there? The friggin' Colome doesn't blow a save. He blows one save last year. He blows 2 in the weekend. Hey, Colome, he cost me big this weekend. Arizona taking on Colorado. Colorado 357. The over under at 5.5. You never want to disrespect the team, but Colorado playing some really good hockey. 8-2 straight up, and minus 357. And in their last 10 trips to Colorado, 2-8. Arizona's 2-8 in their last 10. Colorado 7-3. I got to go Wild here tonight. LA taking on the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm not making much in betting. Carr's pretty good, leaning Wild, he says. I just got a couple of caps. Not yet, said Isaiah. And let me take a look here. Now, this is this game here. There's not too many games I'm gonna lean with the underdog, but I'm gonna lean with the Kings here tonight. Vegas, for whatever reason, they struggle against the LA Kings. Look at this. Okay, Kings won here 4-2. Vegas beat him here 4-1. Then the Kings won here 3-1. So for some reason, the last 3 games, the Vegas Golden Knights struggle against the LA Kings. LA Kings coming off of 4-2 wins over the Shark. Vegas only a 1-0 win yesterday against the Coyotes. Now they're traveling to LA where they're 5-5. And if it's anything like it was when Vegas went to LA a couple of weeks ago, this game here, 3-1 win for the Kings. I'm expecting that type of game here tonight. Even though the analytics like Vegas here, the computer pick, I think LA getting plus 155 is good value tonight. And looking at the starting goalies tonight for the Kings, we got Carl Peterson up against maybe Robin Leonard, with Flower getting the win yesterday against Arizona. Anaheim taking on San Jose. I'm going to go with the Sharks here. Minus 175 is the price on San Jose. And looking at the 5.5 point line, 3.2 to 2.5, the over-under at 5.7. 6-4 straight up in the last 10. 7-3 to the over. So a lot of games have gone over the total. Where Anaheim, the Ducks are 3-7 straight up. 3-7 to the under. They're on a 2-game losing streak. And the starting goalie tonight for Anaheim looks like it's going to be Martin Jones against Ryan Miller. That's the expected goaltending, but who knows, right? You got to keep an eye on that stuff because you just don't know. But look at this. Anaheim on the puck line, 9-0 against C-type teams. So if you like the puck line, the Ducks are 9-0 on the puck line so far this season. I'm going to go with the Sharks tonight at minus 175. Not sure I'll lay 175, but I do like the Sharks here to win. All right, let's go to bullpenpicks.com. I got my selections in. I'm going to take a look at my picks for tonight. I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Reds over San Fran. I got Seattle beating Baltimore at 52%. I'm going to take Yu Darvish. Hey, Yu Darvish taking on Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh did well this weekend, taking 2 or 3 from the Cubbies. I got San Diego at 61%. Garrett Cole against Robbie Ray. It looks like Robbie Ray might get the nod here tonight for the Blue Jays. Robbie Ray hasn't. We'll see. The jury's still out on Robbie Ray. I just don't know if he's got the arm strength. Mets taking on the Phillies. I got New York in this one. I got Tampa Bay over Texas. I like the Braves over Sandy Alcantara and the Miami Marlins. But the one thing with the Marlins, even though they're not 2-6 on the year, scrappy team, right? And you got Sandy Alcantara going tonight for the Marlins. I got the Cubbies to bounce back against Milwaukee. You know, that game I didn't have a. I do like Milwaukee to win the Central, but you know, they had a big weekend, and Chicago losing 2-3 from Pittsburgh. Percentage play, right? I think the percentage play favors the Cubbies here. Boston, you know, I'm gonna take a look at Boston here, man. They started 0-3 out of the gate, and now they're 6-3. Let's see if they can keep the hitting going. It's just the pitching that worries me in Boston. St. Louis against Strasburg. Washington, you know, tough schedule to start, but St. Louis looking good. I got the Cards here tonight against Washington. I'm going to go with Rodon against Bieber. This is going to be a good pitching matchup. Maybe the under you want to go here in this one. I'm going to go White Sox over Cleveland. I like Houston to beat Detroit. I'm going to go Angels over Kansas City. And Oakland finally turned it around a bit, and I got them beating Madison Bumgarner tonight with the Arizona. I got Oakland beating Arizona. Again, folks, you can get, Twins are stinking it up. You know, the Twins got some hitting. They just, I thought the pitching was going to be the strength this year, but Colome blowing those 2 saves this weekend against Seattle, of all teams, Seattle. Like Seager just unloaded in the top of the ninth, that 3-run shot. Absolutely. You know, you're up 6-1. You're up 6-1 against Seattle. You think it's in the bag, and then boom, you go get a hot dog, or you go to the washroom. You come back, and you're like, well, what happened here? what happened to our Twins here yesterday? But if you're Minnesota, there's reasons to be concerned. Anytime the bullpen, I know, hey, what did Yogi Berra used to say? It's getting early late. Hey, it's getting late early, or whatever it was his saying, Yogiism. But Minnesota. You know, it's still early. The thing is, to me, it's the first 20 games, and there's always 3 teams in the first 20 games of the seasons that I call them. People don't have, like last year, nobody really believed in Tampa Bay, right? And for the first 20 games, you know, take a look at teams like Cincinnati. I don't think people truly think Cincinnati is going to be for real. But all they do is keep winning. I think Boston's going to be another team. You know, you see where I'm going with this? Teams that they probably won't win the public, the public money or the public confidence level, but all they're going to do is keep winning. I think Boston's one of those teams. I think Cincinnati's going to be one of those teams. And I always got 3 teams under the radar that I keep looking. Who was the other team that I had? Give me 1 second here. I'm going to give you the other team that I think that those are be my teams for the first 20 games to bet, because I think there'll be a lot of value on these teams that no one's going to really believe in them. Let me see here. Who was the other one? So Cincinnati, Boston, and maybe the Giants. I think San Francisco Giants are going to be a team that, the people are going to, the high public confidence level won't be there on game day, right? Like, it's easy when you look at Minnesota, Boston, and let's say Barrios was going for, who's going for Minnesota tonight? You got Minnesota, Boston. You got J Happ, right, against Martin Perez. So it's not really a big pitching matchup. But again, Boston, Cincinnati, and the San Francisco Giants. Let's take a look at the 20-game mark. Let's see where they're at. Because last year, Tampa Bay, I had these 3 teams last year. Me and Ross Benjamin used to do the show. And I said, these are my under-the-radar teams that no one wants to touch, but all they do is keep winning. And Tampa Bay was one of them. I can't remember who the other ones were. I want to say... let me see, who was it? I can't remember. Man, that pisses me off. All right, anyways. All right, that's the show for today. Brew Crew, yeah, you know what? Lance LaRose says Brew Crew. Absolutely. Remember, I picked Milwaukee to win the Central. Yeah, what's Milwaukee's record right now? Milwaukee is looking good at 5-4. Yeah, you know, absolutely. That's a great call. So Sir Lancelot there says Milwaukee. I absolutely agree. I think you got to throw Milwaukee into that under the radar team, right? Let's keep an eye on those under the radar teams for the first 20 games to see how they do, especially on the ROI, right? Return on investment, the return teams. I think they'll be good. No, the Blue Jays. I don't think the Blue Jays will be there unless you're talking about Blue Jays Rays. I think the Rays are a freaking great team. You know, that team can hit. Now, just like last year, the Tampa Bay Rays are, Archer now left on Saturday with a forearm problem. man, Tampa Bay does not get lucky with their starting pitching, right? But, I do like Tampa Bay, though, this year. I had them winning the American League East, and we'll see what happens there today. All right, folks, good show today. And, again, if you missed it out, this is how this is what the bookmakers did to yours truly this weekend. Hey, I just love that one. All right, folks. Hopefully we'll see you back here on a Ruby Tuesday, eh? A Ruby Tuesday, and make your selections today at hockeypicks.com, bullpenpicks.com, and I can't wait to unveil the new website for basketball. Can't wait. It's going to be fun, and hopefully you guys. And don't forget, make your pick at streakcatcher.com. Let's see if Miguel is going to have his selection today. Miguel is doing a good job here. 7 wins in a row. You can see Rusty likes Miguel's picks. Hey, he's giving him unless that was unless he's barking because he didn't like what the Foghorn did to Leghorn did to the dog there. But have a great weekend, folks, or no weekend. Yeah. Hey, this has been a tough Monday for yours truly here, eh? Having trouble getting the brain to coordinate with the lips here today. But we'll have a good day here on a Tuesday, on a Ruby Tuesday. For Ron Raymond, that's me. Have yourself a great rest of your day. As always, shop for value, play those percentages. We'll see you back here on a Ruby Tuesday.